Hello, I'm Will Caravats, and for my Writing 104 badge, I did the Maker badge. And what I decided to build with it was this Lego set. This is a Lego Creator. It's a 3-in-1, which, as you can see on the box, you can build the helicopter, the boat, or the plane. I decided to go with the helicopter. It's 102 pieces. The reason I went with the helicopter is it's the most advanced one. It has the spinning propeller, as well as, it was made just for the helicopter at first. So the reason why I chose to do that was because Legos was definitely a big part of my life. In my childhood, I had huge Lego sets that I would build every Christmas, as well as probably use them periodically at the ages of like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it was something that I thought, with this project, it would be great to come back and kind of relive those moments, as well as see how good I am with Legos now. But doing a little research on the company, it was cool to kind of learn about Legos and how they started up. It was actually in the 1930s where this company that mainly made sledgehammers, ironing boards, and some wooden toys, they started Lego, which came off of these two Danish words that meant play well. So they kind of advanced with the toy industry, and it wasn't until 1949 where they actually made their first plastic block, and that's the simple Lego that Lego is known best for. So the name actually had nothing to do with like blocks or building. It just meant play well, and I guess that goes with Legos because you can make Legos and you can play with Legos how you want to play with Legos, which is very interesting to me. Alright, so at this point you're gonna watch me attempt to make it. I'm gonna explain everything I do as I'm making it. Hopefully it won't take super long, but I'll definitely slow it down and explain every part that I do to ultimately make this piece, and I might speed up the process once I get to just reading the instructions, but here goes nothing. Just trying to open this box. There we go. Alright, so first you start off with, you have one bag of Legos and then a second bag of Legos. You got the nice instructions right here, I believe. Yep, the step-by-step instructions. What else is in the box? I think these are just, these are some more instructions. So this is for the boat, this is for the plane, and then this is for the helicopter, the one that I'm building right here. So we'll put these other two to the side, we'll keep this out, and that's all that's in the box. So right now, as you can see, we have three kind of main components. We got the big pieces, the small pieces, and then the instructions. So those are extremely important to, building this Lego set. So right now, I have everything I need, so I'm just going to open all the Legos. Hopefully I won't lose any. But I'm just going to slowly open them. There we go. There's the first one. There's a second one right there. Alright, so we have our two piles of Legos open. We can get rid of the plastic. And now we got the step-by-step instructions, as you can see. So the instructions are pretty simple. You just have to follow them exact, and you should get the Legos. This guy kind of even give you instructions on how to open the box with a little Lego guy. So that's what we did. And now I'm going to get started with building it. Alright, so I'm going to get started. I'm not sure if I'm going to speed this process up. I might, depending how long it takes. But basically what you do here is just follow the instructions. That's what I'm going to be doing for the remainder of this video. So it's a 102 piece set. So as you can see, I'm just following the instructions, just putting some basic Legos together right now. So in the instructions you have your main piece, and then sometimes they add an additional kind of piece that goes along with it. So they add, and it's kind of instructions in instructions, so you got to look out for that. So I just got to find all the right pieces. Lego does a good job because they separate them into small pieces and big pieces, so you kind of know what you're looking for when you have all these. Here we go. And they tell you got to make, so I made the first one, and then they say you actually have to make 2 of them that go on both sides of this piece right here. Just got to find out where these little guys are. In the beginning it gets a little tough because you got to look through kind of all these small pieces to find what you're looking for. But so I made those 2. Oh, did I? See, and there was my first mistake. I got the wrong size piece. You're supposed to get a 4, and I got a 3. So it's a little setback right there. These Legos are kind of hard to break apart. Alright, so as you can see, I got a 3-piece instead of a 4-piece. The 4-piece was hiding, which is right here. So that was a little setback. But we'll continue on after successfully making that. And Lego's nice because in every step they kind of put the pieces that you need. So I'm on step 4, and you see we need those 2 pieces right there. So it's nice because you know what you're looking for and you know what to put on, which is good, because when you're recording a video like this, it's nice to know what I need for the step. Let's see, so I'm looking for this white piece right here. There we go. So as you can see, the process is not too difficult. Just need to follow the steps step by step, and it should be good. Right now, just kind of going through pieces pretty thoroughly. So it's getting pretty big. It's kind of forming the shape right now of the helicopter. Now we're looking for these 2 pieces. I believe, nope, not these 2 pieces, these 2 pieces. So here you go, like this. So far so good. It's definitely a little more difficult than when I was a child, really knowing what to do with these, but it's going pretty smooth so far. Nothing too challenging. Lego does, again, just like it's almost like a cookbook where they tell you everything that they want you to have, and you just gotta follow the steps. So it's pretty good. This is an interesting piece because it's not a classic Lego. You just kind of gotta click it on. Once I find the other one, oh, here it is. I'll show it. So basically you just gotta take it, you click it on. It's kind of different than a classic Lego set, but it's cool nonetheless. It's a familiar Lego that I'm used to seeing. So yeah, you kind of you run into putting pieces kind of in the wrong spot, so you kind of got to backtrack. But it's good to catch the problems early enough, so you don't have to backtrack too far. And I like these Legos too. These are kind of interesting because they only have one little Lego connector, as you would say, on the top, but there's two on the bottom. So those are kind of set specific pieces, which you don't really get in the classic set, which is cool. So we're moving on. We're on step 14 right now. Just kind of advancing through. This is the progress so far. It's kind of, it kind of looks like a plane right now, kind of a mix of a plane and a boat. So I guess that's why it's a 3-in-1. It's good marketing by Lego. They know that, it'll appeal to more people if you can make 3 things, which is cool. So this is another interesting piece. These are very familiar in the Legos. You just kind of place them in the hole. But it's cool because you can get Legos kind of going at all different angles, not just up and down. You can have them going forward, back, left, right. So you can build in a variety of directions, which is cool on Lego's part. And it kind of, adds more to, marketing and things you can build. Okay, what part am I at right now? Here we go. On to step 17. Gotta face it in the right direction so I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So on step 19, this is what it looks like right now. We're about to add a few big pieces. I'm going to show you this right in the book right now. So those are the big pieces we're about to add. There's another sub-step where you have to build something before you place it on, which is cool. So I'm going to go ahead and build that sub-step real quick. So this. So I believe there's actually 2 of them that you're going to make for both sides. So you got to find the right one that goes with it. So there's one, and they tell you where to place it. So it's one of those side, front and back, left and right Legos. So they say that you want to place it towards this. It kind of goes like that. So that's pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure you do that twice. Yep, you do it twice, as stated in step 21. We kind of put that guy on, put this guy on. So it's kind of forming the shape of the helicopter, where you can't really see it right now, but it's getting there. A lot of pieces are coming into place. So a Lego does this too. Once you make the base, one of the hard parts, or one of the main parts, they kind of bring you in a different direction. So you're kind of starting off from scratch right here. They say have one piece. This piece is already made at step 21. So now we're going to make another part of the piece. And it shows you what you're making right here in the top. This is what we're going to be making. So they kind of break it into different pieces, which is cool. But and it also keeps you organized with pieces. So here we go. We got the red piece. The white piece goes there. Clicks right in. So this is kind of where the fin goes on. So it goes on right there. So there's kind of there's the piece. So there's that kind of bigger sub piece completed where they need a couple steps for it, not just one. But as you can see in the directions, you finish up the sub piece and then kind of tells you where to put it. So I'm going to do that right here, and this goes right on the one section right there. So it's kind of developed in the shape more of a helicopter. You can kind of see it where it kind of has the reflector back here, the one fin. So we're going to continue and see how close we are. So a lot of the steps I kind of look at because we're getting towards the end and you don't really notice the difference. So this is very convenient right up here where it tells you what piece is used on this step, so you can kind of look to find those first and then move forward with the piece. So I'm kind of looking where each of these go to continue. So moving on to step 29, so we're kind of getting up there, but the piece is coming along. It looks to me like I'm building up towards the propeller, so that'll be interesting to see. Okay. On to step 31. So this is kind of building the cockpit right here. Again, this takes up a whole page just to describe a piece that goes onto the bigger piece. So I'm going to go ahead and build that. So we got this guy. Get those, and this is the little shelter right there. So then once you build the sub pieces, as I've been saying, you kind of just plug it in right there, and it's forming the shape. It looks pretty cool. You could actually lift this up, put a little Lego guy in there maybe. But continuing through step 31, step 32, it's one of those other ones, little sub piece. This is when you know you're getting towards the end because you're kind of building bigger pieces that adjust, or bigger pieces that are meant to, you know, add on to the Legos, add on to your main Lego piece. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it comes out. We're getting towards the end. Lego's really cool because they're really color coded, so everything kind of has a purpose with the colors, and you can't use a different piece because the colors will be off, so you gotta watch out for that. Okay, so this set is a pretty specific set. You probably just can't build it with normal Legos or random Legos. You kind of, they're gonna need. Oh, okay. So the reason for these is because they kind of clip on right there. So you got those little stakes, and you clip them on right to here. So you just clip on like so. I guess those are the the boosters or maybe an engine. But moving forward, they say you can turn these, which is cool. You can go, so you can turn those up. They say that, okay, so they want you to have them up like that for the purpose. And next we're kind of putting on the back propeller. So we're going to face it the way that they want it to be faced. So it's kind of a small piece that you put on right there. So it's kind of forming a little bit of helicopter shape. And now we're getting to the fun part of putting on the propeller, just towards the end. So they're kind of telling us the steps right now. So there's the little propeller before you place it on. Now you got to make them a little longer. So we have, as you can see, we have 4 of these big blocks. I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to make the kind of propeller individually. So then they want you to place them like this. So kind of make big wings, and I guess these are little lights on the end of the propeller, which is a cool touch. Then you place it on like so, and then you take this, and then you put it on. The propeller's done, and according to the Lego set, the helicopter is done. As you can see, we have extra pieces. Those extra pieces are for the other sets, which is cool because you know that you're kind of getting something different with every set. They're not 2 big pieces. They're kind of one of these little lights, kind of around one, and then 2 like kind of top pieces. But it's cool because you get extra pieces with this set that kind of go with other sets. So it's really cool. And this is kind of how it ends. It's the last page, and it kind of gives you the final product, and then that kind of promotes a little bit more in the Lego book, which is cool. But that is how I built the Lego Creator 3-in-1, the helicopter, the plane, and the boat. But in this video, I built the helicopter. So that was the process of me building a Lego set, probably for the first time in 5, 6, 7 years, and it was successful. I ended up building the helicopter. It was fun. I had a great time doing it. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to speed up the process because it was only about 18 minutes, and it showed kind of the main functions and kind of the troubles I went through, how I mess up and have to take off a piece and redo it. So overall, I would say the process was extremely exciting. I had a great time doing it. I really enjoyed, building it, and the instructions were great. The instructions kind of tell you everything, tell you what you need to do. As I said, when I was making it, it was like a cookbook. I just had to follow the instructions and the ingredients, which are the Lego pieces, step by step, and you ultimately get, your final product, your meal per se, your final Lego piece, and this is it. So the experience was overall enjoyable and something that I really like to do. Probably the most challenging part was, kind of stepping back into this. I thought this was going to be easy. I thought, hey, I built Legos before. I work, a lot with, stress and physics in school, and do all these labs on all this stuff about building, about making stuff, and it was a little more difficult than I thought. Following the instructions, Lego does a great job to explain what you need to do, but I made a few mistakes, as you probably saw earlier in the video, but it was a fun process, and it was simple nonetheless, but definitely not as easy as I thought. So that's one reason why I kept it the full length and didn't speed up the process, because I want you guys to see that. So it was great and it was thoroughly enjoyable. So I'm extremely happy with how the final product came out. As you can see in the box, it's exactly how it was shown. So that means I didn't make any mistakes. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't mess up any colors, which I'm happy about, because it's cool to see that you built something that you ultimately wanted to build, and I wanted to build a helicopter. So would I do this again? Yeah, I might just take it apart. I might build all three, get my money's worth out of it, because they advertise a 3-in-1, but I would definitely build it again. I thought it was, as I said before, a great experience. After this process, I definitely do consider myself a maker. I didn't really know what a maker was before I came into this, because really now I think a maker is everyone who kind of puts their mind to it and who thinks they can do it. Again, like as I explained in my level 1, 2 folders, it was great having Legos back in the day and just using them because I knew I could build anything from them. But really, being a maker isn't just building these extravagant things. If you make eggs in the morning, you're a maker. If you do what I did and build this Lego set, you're a maker. If you basically make anything, and anything is really up to you. So I do thoroughly right now, after doing this project, consider myself a maker, and consider anyone who want to be a maker, who put the effort in, that they're a maker too. So yeah, this project definitely helped me become a maker, and it definitely made me think outside the box about what is making and how do you make it. So again, when I'm making eggs in the morning, when I'm making breakfast, when I'm cooking, when I'm putting something together, I'm going to think back to this and, remember what makes me a maker.